Hello YouTube, how are we doing? Hope we are all great. So today I want to analyze GBPUSD, and as we all know, this is my own personal opinion. So I want us guys to understand that trading is a very high probability game. So without really wasting much of our time, let's get started. So I have a tip that I really want to share with us guys, especially for those of us that trade smart money concept. So as a smart money concept trader, for sure you really need to master the act of patience. You really need to master the act of patience because many upcoming smart money traders who are just coming into the industry, or are just learning about the concept newly, they always get caught of making this mistake, which is lack of patience, right? Lack of patience. So if you are trading smart money concept, right, you need to understand that smart money concept in general is a game of patience, and at the same time, smart money concept is a game of probability. Though all the concept that we do trade in this financial market, whether you trade retail concept or smart money concept or ICT concept, they are all a probability game, right? They are, because if you can take loss on all those concepts, then it's all probability, right? It's all probability. So I really want us guys to understand that if you are trading smart money concept, right, you need to master the art of patience, especially if you trade from the daily to the 4 hour to the 1 hour time frame. You really need to master the art of patience, because if you lack patience, I promise you that you are going to encounter so many losses in the market, because you will be feeling the need to trade when you are not supposed to trade in the market. You'll be feeling that pressure that you need to trade. And the moment you started feeling like to trade, like you need to put on that buy, you need to press that buy button, you need to press that sell button. I promise you guys that you will be taking so many setups, and probably those setups might not even meet up with your setup rule. And then any setup that did not really meet up with your setup rule, you can profit from that trade. But on the long run, I promise you guys that you are going to be taking losses. You are going to take losses that you are not really, they are not well defined as well. You are going to take so many losses that are not well defined. So as a smart money concept trader, you need to understand that the concept in general is a game of patience. And sometimes you can sit in the chart and then you will not even see anything to trade for a whole week. You need to understand that. You really need to understand that, and that is normal. And at the same time, you can have a setup and then wait for it for a whole week, and at the same time, it doesn't still guarantee you that when you execute that setup, it's going to be a win. But then you really need to master that. You really need to master that. And I am happy, and I am excited. I'm excited that I am patient enough to even take that setup that actually result in loss. Because one thing I know is that if I will keep waiting on those good setups to happen, then probably I'm going to win. Because why? I'm always taking the right action. I'm always taking the right step, right? I'm always taking the right step that I need to take in order for me to become a profitable trader. So even though I waited for a setup a whole week, and then that setup result to be a loss, I'm not going to worry, because I know that I'm still going to exercise that same patience that I exercised on the previous trade that I took that result to be a loss. I'm still going to apply the same patience on the next trade. And if I apply the same patience on that next trade, there is a high potential of that trade going my way. So I am fine, I am okay, right? Even though I wait for trade for a whole week and then I take a loss. And sometimes you can just wait for a trade. One day you can, execute your trade, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You're gonna make nice profit. Sometimes you wait 2 days, sometimes you wait 3 days. It happens, right? It happens. So you need to understand that as a smart money concept trader, it is a pure game of patience. If you don't have patience trading smart money concept, I promise you that this concept is not for you. This concept is not really for you. So you need to look for another concept that will make you to be trading every day. And at the same time, if you want to trade smart money concept and then look at to trade every day, right? Then probably you will be a scalper, right? Because it's only when you scalp the market, right? You trade from the 1 hour, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes time frame. That way, I can assure you that you can probably trade every day, right? Because the lower time frame, they are very fast, and they provide so many opportunities. By trading the lower time frame, you can have multiple opportunities. But this goes to you, right? Are you comfortable trading the lower time frame? right? Are you comfortable trading lower time frame, or you are patient enough to just wait for your major higher time frame setup to play out in order for you to take your you know in order for you to take action on your trade idea? So for me right here, I understand that trading the higher time frame, I feel more comfortable, and I enjoy being patient. That's just the reality. I really enjoy being patient in waiting for my setup to play out, because that actually gives me more confidence when taking my trade, because I know that I've paid the price, I've paid the price. So there is nothing that is stopping me from, executing the trade, because I know that I've paid the price. I've exercised patience for that setup. I've exercised patience for that setup. So what is stopping me from taking the trade? What? There is nothing. There is nothing. There is nothing. And at the same time, because of that patience that I exercise, that effort that I put on that trade, even though it results to be a loss, I know that that loss is a fine, well-defined loss. So I'm not really gonna bother. It's not really gonna hurt me, all right? It's not really gonna hurt me, because I know that I stay disciplined, I stay patient, all right, in waiting for that setup to happen, in order for me to take action on it. So if you wanna become a good, successful, and a well-trained SMC trader, you need to what understand that trading smart money concept in general is a game of patience. Even other concepts, other retail, like I said, right? They are all game of patience, right? They are all game of patience. But I think smart money concept, the patience that comes from trading smart money concept, I think is is higher than the other concept. Actually, is very, very higher than the other concept. So you need to understand this. So without really wasting much time, let's go back to GBP USD. Let me break down what I'm really, really looking at for the coming week, as the market is about to open in few hours time. So as you guys can see on my screen, I have a very nice and clean setup that I've been waiting since last week, though I did not really drop this setup on my Instagram or my YouTube story right here, on my YouTube channel right here, I mean. But today I decided to say, okay, let me review this trade with us guys, and then let's have something that we all are going to keep in our watch list, and seeing how the probability will be playing out. So now, GBP USDs coming from last month, right? Last month, starting from December, this market have been trending downward, which you can see we started breaking structure from the 4 hours time frame right here. We have this previous higher high, and then market broke structure to the downside. You can see this low right here was able to close below this previous low, and then we have that retest. We tested this area of supply right here, and then we still have another drop to the downside. And then what happened again? We still have another retest of this week right here, which if we refine that week more on the lower time frame, we're going to see a very nice area of supply there, which price we expected. I have another drop to the downside. And what are you guys seeing again? This market has dropped down again. This market has dropped down again. So what are we really expecting now? What are we really expecting? So what I'm expecting to see on GBP USD now is to see this market pull back to this area of supply. It's pretty simple like that, right? Pretty simple like that. I'm expecting to see this double top being taken out, because this is the liquidity area, right? Because there are sellers right here now that their stop loss is above this high. So now I'm expecting this retail stop should be taken out, and then once price take out those retail stops, I'm expecting this imbalance right here to get filled. Once they fill up this imbalance right here, which you can see we have like large imbalance, a lot of inefficiency, that price needs to come back and rebalance, right? I need price to come back and fill up this imbalance, and then mitigate off this area of supply that actually took out all the liquidity that are resting below this low. That's the buy side liquidity, because we have sellers right here, we have sellers right here, and we have multiple sellers there. But look at what happened to them. Price took them out, and immediately when price sweep that liquidity, let's take a look at how this market sold out very rapidly to the downside. We have that momentum push to the downside. The sell was very massive. It was very, very aggressively. You guys can see it, right? After this sweep of liquidity, can you guys see how the market really moves to the downside that leads to the break of this low? So I'm expecting price to push back to this area of supply. It's pretty simple like that. I'm expecting price to push back to this area of supply once we tapped in this area of supply. As you guys know how I do trade, I don't actually go in aggressively, right? I don't usually go in aggressively. So I always wait for that confirmation to happen. once that confirmation happens, that is when I will start looking to go in on my trade, right? So it is pretty simple, just like the way I draw a PDF PDF of it right here. This is what I'm expecting to happen. The only thing I know I did not draw is this pullback right here, because once this pullback happens, this is when I will start looking to short GBP USD to the downside. So it is pretty simple. And from the higher time frame, though I did not really starting from the higher time frame, because the video is going to take long, and I don't really want to make this video so long, right? Because I discovered that it gets boring when people are when others are just watching, they feel like, just go straight to the point. So I'm just going straight to the point to show us guys what I'm anticipating for the coming week. So this is what I'm really, really looking at on GBP USD. I'm expecting this buy side liquidity to be taken out, and I'm expecting this high should hold, right, in order for this new lower low that we're expecting to be formed should form. So this is how simple the setup look, and very, very high probable to me. I love the setup, and then I'm having confidence, very, very high confidence that this setup can deliver to me just the way I'm expecting it to deliver, because it has happened before and before and before, and it can happen tomorrow again. Because trading is a repetition of one thing happening over and over again. That is just one thing you guys need to know, right? It's a repetition of one thing happening over and over again. So let's just have patience and see how this guy will play out. So I would love to show us guys the same on Europe USD, because those pairs correlate, as we all know. Those pair correlate, so everything looking the same, right? Everything looking the same. So the same thing, like I said, Europe USD look even more clearer, because we have the structure. You guys can see it, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then we have another lower low. So like structure, and then imbalance liquidity. That's all. You don't need to complicate it, fam. You don't really need to complicate it, because the more you complicate it, the more you are going to find it so difficult to actually do it, right? So keep it simple to yourself. Structure. Now I'm expecting a lower high to be formed, and then I'm expecting that lower high to get to this area of supply. And why am I really looking at that area as my area of mitigation? There's so many confluences that I have here, which I'm not really going to go in depth, because this is just a free video. I'm not going to really go in depth, so we're just gonna anticipate, right? Anticipate and see what price will do. Because if I should start, breaking down the reason why I'm looking at this area as my area of interest, that totally shows that I'm revealing everything to you guys. You guys know that, right? I'm revealing everything to you guys, which is not really making sense. You guys know it's not really making sense. So I'm just gonna show us guys where I'm looking at price will reverse back to, right? Because I don't just actually highlight area of supply because I need to highlight area of supply. There must be a confluence be aligning with it. There must be something that is making me to look at it, right? So, if you are doing, if you're just coming to the market because lower low has been formed lower, and then you see any supply or demand, and then you're highlighting it, you're not really doing well for yourself. So you have to like have a specific reason behind you targeting that area, so that tomorrow you can, easily do it again, right? You can easily do it again. So it's not a guesswork. It's not really a guesswork. That's one thing you guys need to know. So I'm expecting price to reverse back to this area of supply right here. Once they tap in that area of supply, you guys know what I used to do. You guys have already know what I used to do. Just wait for confirmation. If the confirmation happen, you guys know what we do, right? We take action. We take action regardless of the outcome. Regardless of the outcome, we have already paid the price, right? We have to already pay the price, which is patient in waiting for it to happen, right? So there is no reason for us not to take action and sell. So this is what I'm really expecting on Europe USD. The same thing on GBP USD. The same thing on Europe USD. There's no much different, because those two pairs are correlated. So let me quickly show us guys DXY. Let me show us guys DXY. DXY is also pointing towards the upside, and if DXY will be pointing to the upside, then Europe USD should be going down. Europe USD should be going down. So you guys can see DXY, right? Everything looking clean. Everything looking clean. So now we have liquidity that was taken out right here. And then immediately when this liquidity was taken out, we have that expansion to the upside, left this imbalance behind. After leaving this imbalance behind, you guys know inefficiency. There's no buyers or sellers, right? There are no buyers here. There are no sellers here, only buyers. So we're expecting price to come back and rebalance this area, mitigate, break structure to confirm that yeah, this area of demand is a very nice and sound area which we can start looking to long this market, targeting this buy side liquidity. So this is what I'm currently looking at for the coming week. And like I said, it's a game of patience, especially if you trade smart money concepts. It's a game of patience, it's a game of probability. So now, you know, we have actually analyzed the market. Now it's time to wait for the market to do the rest. It is time to wait for the market to do the rest, because we cannot tell the market what to do. We just analyze and then wait for the markets to do its own thing. Because I can have this area, and then this market can actually say that okay, this area of demand that I this area of demand that we mitigated is enough for us to start pushing price higher. It is possible. It is possible. And if they push higher, then we have nothing to do. Instead, we follow them, right? As long as they say okay, we are going up, okay, we too will follow them, right? It's pretty simple like that. We too, we are going to follow them, and then we're just observing the masses and doing the opposite, right? We're just following their footprints. We're just following their footprint. That's what we are doing. So do not keep it hard on yourself. Just make sure you keep it simple, and then just wait for the markets to do its thing after you're done with your analysis. And like I said from the beginning, have patience, right? Because we all know that trading is a transformation of wealth, right? So an impatient trader to a patient trader. So you have to sink this in your mind. You have to sink it in. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. So we have NZD USD. We have NZD USD, which price is already at our area of supply. You guys can see it, clean and yummy, right? Clean and yummy and juicy. Anyone you want to use, everything looking good. We have structure, lower low, lower high, lower low. We broke this previous low, right? This previous low created another new low, and then we had a pullback. So now, what will really allow me to take this shot on NZD USD is when I see this M30, right? This M30 structure being taken out, which is this one right here, this iron low right here. It's pretty simple. This is how we do it, right? When we see this happen, we expect this to happen, and then you guys know my minimum risk to reward. Not really keeping it hard on myself. 1 to 3, 1 to 3, just keeping it consistently, right? I'm just keeping it consistently. I don't really want to make it so hard on myself. So 1 to 3. Once we see this, once we spot this, once this happen, there is no reason for us not to take this short opportunity, because probably price is showing us that this area which I am personally looking at is strong enough to start pushing price lower, right? It's strong enough, and then aligning with structure. Structure is also bearish, so there are more confluence behind it, and at the same time we are in a discount price. So what do you expect? What do you expect? Take a short opportunity, and we have multiple areas of liquidity that price will need to come back and capture. You guys know liquidity is fuel to the market. The market is always attracted to areas of liquidity. So we have this trend line liquidity. Some people call it dynamic liquidity. Whatever you feel like calling it. We have this dynamic liquidity. So we also have this sell side liquidity, which we can also have confidence in same price taken out. So this one right here was the trade I took last week. I guess this is the only trade I took last week, because the trade is really making sense. Following structure, lower low, lower high, lower low. Immediately when they respected that area, I moved down to my 3 minutes time frame, because that's where the execution actually happened. That's where the execution actually happened. So let's do this. Let's do this before I round up this call. So the execution comes from the 3 minutes time frame. We can see we have higher high, and then we have this higher low, and then we have this fail to form a new high, and then we have that break to the downside. You guys can see this, right? We have a break to the downside. And the reason why I took this side right here is because we have sellers here, but then price sweep liquidity. After taking out liquidity, because we have sellers here, they sweep the buy side liquidity, and then we have that drop. We have that drop, and after that drop, created some form of liquidity here. You can see we're building double top, right? We're building double top formation right here. And when I saw this, I was like, okay, let's take out these equal highs. Let's mitigate all this area of supply. I don't want to miss the trade actually. That's why my entry was very wide. Because how I wish I would take this entry from this block right here. I could have made more than 1 to 4 risk to reward. I assure us guys that I could have maybe more than 1 to 4, but I don't want to miss the trade, so I target the whole area which this massive drop that leads to this break actually happened. So it's very simple. Wait for mitigation, wait for a break of structure, take your sell. Is that really hard? Not really. So this is it, and then this is all the setup that I'm looking for the coming week, and let's see what price will actually play out. Let's really wait to see what price will play out, and I promise you guys that once those trades are playing out, I'm still gonna make sure that I call it. And if you want to you know witness how I'm gonna call this trade, then the link to my Telegram channel is below this video right here. You can just go directly, click the link, and then you get direct access to my Telegram channel. And then once the opportunity have showed up, I'm gonna call it for us guys, and then let's see what this market will do. So I wish us guys all a profitable week. Peace out, more.